So you've been selling in the B2B world for a while now. You know your market, your customers trust you, and your processes work. And now you're ready to step into the world of government tenders, but you're not quite sure where to begin. Here's the good news. You can start today with 7 simple practical tips you can implement on your own. And they are clear, actionable steps that will help you build a solid foundation, stay compliant, and position yourself to win tenders. In this guide, I'll walk you through each of those tips, as if we were sitting across the table, mapping out your very first government contract win together. Let's begin. Step 1. Learn how the government market really operates. The truth is, it's quite different. When I want to buy something in a regular B2B space, I just go to my WhatsApp groups and make an announcement. Like this morning, I have seen these 2 messages. Those into fencing diamond fence 1 meter by 1 meter, 100 meters, how much? Inbox. Looking for a local freight consolidator on Mutari route. I need 4.8 tons of 25 kilogram bags of plaster set and Plaster Cove skimming plaster. Inbox. But here is the thing. The government market doesn't work like that. There are rules, procedures, guidelines. It's like a game with a rule book. And if you don't read the rules, you don't get to play no matter how good you are. You could have the perfect product and they could love it, but guess what? They still can't just buy from you unless the process is followed. So before anything else, you've got to learn how this market operates. Start by understanding the systems. How does the government announce tenders? How do they evaluate tenders? What are they allowed to do or not do when procuring something? You see, in this space, even if someone at the ministry says, yes, I want your service, they have to open it up for competition. They have to advertise it, wait for submissions, evaluate fairly, and only then select the supplier. That's why you need to learn how the market works first. Once you understand the rhythm of the space, everything else will start to make sense. Step 2, start following tender portals. I've worked with people who had everything in place, great products, solid experience, all the right documents, but they still stumbled. Why? Because they didn't understand how the different types of opportunities actually work. Knowing the different types of opportunities helps you understand what needs to shift in your strategy and how to position your offer so it speaks directly to what the government is looking for. And you don't only learn about opportunities by reading about it, you immerse yourself in the act. That means creating an account on tender portals, like TenderTube platform, setting up alerts for your sector, checking for new notices, reading the tender documents. This habit does 2 powerful things for you. It makes you fluent in the language of tenders. It helps you recognize patterns, what's common, what's rare, and where the best fit opportunities show up. Think of it as market reconnaissance. The more you track, the sharper your instincts get. Step 3, put your compliance in order. There is one reason why you might get knocked out of the race before the race even starts. The answer is simple: compliance. Now, when a government client receives your bid, the first people who touch it aren't even the evaluators. Nope, it's usually junior staff, and all they're doing is checking one thing. Did you submit all the compliance documents? Did you complete all the forms? Did you attach all the supporting evidence? That's it. And if anything is missing, your proposal goes straight into the rejection pile. No matter how brilliant your idea is, it's like trying to enter an exam room without your ID. You might be the top student, but if you didn't bring your ID, you're not writing that paper. Think of your press certificate like your national ID in the tendering world. Without it, you basically don't exist. So compliance, it's not just important, it's non-negotiable. One more thing I recommend is don't just stop at the basic stuff, like your company registration or tax clearance. Those are your ticket to enter. You've also got to think about industry certifications. These are the things that set you apart and prove that you're serious about your craft. Don't wait until you see a tender to start chasing paperwork. Get this house in order early. That way, when the opportunity comes, you're ready. Step 4, start tracking and recording tenders in your sector. Here's one of those simple things that no one tells you about, but it makes a huge difference. Start tracking and recording tenders that come out in your industry. And you don't have to wait until you find the perfect one to apply for. You can start right now, even if you're not quite ready to bid. When we started TenderTube, we didn't have fancy tools or insider knowledge. We just began by recording every single tender that showed up in the newspaper. That's it. No complex strategy, just watching and documenting. But you know what happened? Patterns started to emerge. We began to understand the cycle of tenders, which ministries were most active, which suppliers kept winning, what types of goods and services were in demand, and how often new opportunities came up. That activity alone gave us a goldmine of information. It helped us anticipate trends and even design solutions around real gaps in the market. That's how we built TenderTube into what it is today. So here's what you need to do. Set up a basic Excel sheet or Google sheet. Record the tender title, closing date, buyer, ministry, or department. Note what the buyer is looking for and any special requirements. So what are you doing here? You're building market intelligence. You're learning what your ideal client buys, how often they buy it, and what they expect from vendors. Even if you don't apply right away, this habit will help you walk into the market with confidence, not confusion. Step 5, document your past projects. Don't rely on memory. If I asked you right now to tell me about a project you did back in 2020, who it was, for what the results were, the challenges you faced, could you answer confidently? Exactly. It's not that you didn't do great work. It's just that life happened. People moved on, files got buried, and all those details, gone. That's why I always tell people to document your past projects. You see, when the government asks for proof of capacity, they're not just asking for vague stories. They want, who was the client? What was the project? When did it happen? What did you deliver? What were the results? Let me put it this way. Your past work is your proof. It tells them, I've done this before, and I can do it again. Without that, you're just another hopeful vendor making promises. I once worked with a client whose entire project history lived in people's minds. No files, no summaries, just memories. But people leave. Memory fades. What doesn't fade? A neatly saved folder with everything written down. So take this seriously. Document your wins. Don't rob yourself of the credibility you've already earned. Step 6, map out and sharpen your value proposition. Now, when it comes to tenders, one thing to keep in mind is that you're entering a competition. They're evaluating you against others. And the tool they use to do that? It's called MEAT, Most Economically Advantageous Tender. MEAT doesn't mean cheapest bidder, but the one who brings the most value for the money. And value is about what you bring to the table that justifies your price and makes you stand out from the rest. So ask yourself and be brutally honest. Why would someone choose you over the competition? Is it your experience in a specific sector? Your reliability? The way you package and present your offer? The extras you include that no one else does? Whatever it is, you need to map it out clearly, refine it, own it, then articulate that value everywhere in your bids, your profile, your communication. Don't assume they'll get it. Spell it out. Because here's the truth. The bidder who communicates their value most clearly often wins, even if they're not the cheapest. Step 7, assign ownership. Treat tendering as a business strategy. A lot of good businesses treat government tenders like a side hustle, something they'll get to when they have time. But you see, tendering isn't a filler task. It's not something you squeeze in between other projects. It's a full-time job that demands focus, commitment, and follow-through. So here's what you need to do. Assign someone, even if that someone is you right now, to take ownership of this process. If you're a small business and you wear all the hats, that's okay. Start with you. You're the chief business developer. Own it until you can delegate it. So be intentional. Put it on someone's KPIs. Build a system. Track progress. The more seriously you treat it, the more seriously you'll be treated in return. Success on a tender portal doesn't just come from finding the right opportunities. It comes from knowing how to use the platform effectively. From registration errors to overlooked notifications, avoiding these common tender portal mistakes, will save you time, money, and frustration. So take a step back, audit your current approach, and apply the tips we've covered. A few smart tweaks could be all it takes to turn missed opportunities into consistent contract wins.